Welcome to our Canvas tutorial. This is Taylor Nichols, a DSPS counselor, and I also work in the High Tech Center along with...
Hello everybody, it's Decca. I'm from the High Tech Center as well.
And we are conducting a Canvas tutorial. So then you guys can learn how to access Canvas and all the different features associated with it. Before we get started, I think it's important, especially as we're using this type of technology, that we have patience with ourselves and patience with what we're learning. So go ahead and repeat after me, and you can use this oath as you're working on this. But I am smarter than the computer.
I am smarter than the computer.
The computer can only do what I tell it to do.
The computer can only do what I tell it to do.
Learning how to communicate with the computer will take time and lots of practice.
Learning how to communicate with the computer will take time and lots of practice.
So you can go ahead and use this oath as you're learning Canvas, as you're learning other programs, because it's important that we have patience with ourselves, especially in these unprecedented times. To be able to access Canvas, there are a few ways that you can get to it. The first way is from our City College homepage. If you go to the internet and type in sdcity.edu in the address bar, it'll take you to our home page. In our home page, at the top, you'll see a bar that says class schedule, students, faculty, staff, campus map, etc. You're going to go ahead and go to quick links and Canvas login. And that will take you to our Canvas login page. So that's one way that you can access the Canvas page. Another way that you can access the Canvas page is by doing a Google search for it. When you're on the google.com homepage, what I usually do is type in SDCCD, and that stands for San Diego Community College District, Canvas, login, and I press enter. It'll then take me to a list of potential options, and it's always going to be this first link here. And that also takes you to the Canvas page. I'm already logged into Canvas, so that's why it's taking me here. But typically it'll take you to the login page. The third way to get to Canvas is by logging into your student portal. And you can type in myportal.sdccd.edu to get to this login page. You're going to enter in your user ID number and your 10-digit password to be able to log in. When you log into your student portal, you're going to be seeing an icon that looks like this, College Student Dashboard. You're going to go ahead and click on that. It'll then take you to your College Student Dashboard page. It may look something like this. If you scroll down, there's an area that says Student Quick Links. And in the Student Quick Links area, it says things like Message Center, Student Information Center, Class Search, Class Registration. Canvas is also listed on here. And you'll go ahead and click that, and it will take you again to your Canvas login page. Once you are logged into Canvas, Decca, I'll have you go ahead and take over.
Okay, so here when you are in your Canvas shell, you will probably be going to your dashboard is where it'll drop you off. Your dashboard will show you all of the classes you're currently enrolled in. The other way you could see all of your courses is to go and click on courses here to the left, and it'll give you a list of all your courses. So those are the two ways. I prefer the dashboard because it gives you a better visual representation of what classes you have. So the one we're going to be looking at today is in my development shell. And so we're just going to show you some of the different features that you might need to be using in Canvas. The first thing we are going to show you is how to message your professor, or you can message any of the other students in the class. So to do that, you go to the left-hand side menu, and there is an icon called Inbox. So you click on Inbox. And up on the top left side, there is a drop-down menu that says All Courses. This is where you're going to select the course that you want to message the person in. So you click All Courses, then you scroll down to Favorite Courses, and then you can select whatever class it is that you're trying to message. So if you're trying to do your math teacher, your English teacher, this is where all your courses would be. So right now I'm just going to select my own course. After you have the correct course selected, you go to the pencil with the note here, and it says when you hover over it, compose a new message. You click on that. And then when you're in the message box, you click on the address book. You already have your course selected. You click on the address book, and then you're going to select teachers or students. If you're selecting the teacher, so here's teacher. And then your teacher's name should pop up. That would be me here. And then you can write them a message. Whatever you're having a question or an issue about, you can just write it here. And you can also attach files. Say you need to send your professor a paper you're writing or any other kind of information, you can attach it here with the paper clip down below. If you click on that, it will open up a finder, and then you can search for your document that you want to upload and then open it, and then that will also be attached. So those are all of the things that you can do. You can also record an audio or video comment if you don't want to type up your message to your professor, and then you just click send.
What's cool about the messaging is that it gets sent to essentially the instructor's email, and then when they respond, you should be able to get an email sent to your email saying that they had responded to your message.
Yeah, that's really good. And then the other good thing about messaging within Canvas is that within Canvas, then you'll have a list of all the conversations that you've had with your professors. So later on, if you need to go and say, oh, when did I send that message to that professor? Or what is the communication if the person isn't saying they didn't get it? You have a record of everything. So that is messaging. I'm going to go back to my dashboard. And so the next thing we're going to show you is how to submit an assignment. So here I have a US history paper that I need to submit. And so here, when you're on an assignment that you need to submit, the confusing thing about this that a lot of students have questions about is there's this submit assignment button here. And students get confused. They're like, well, I don't want to submit my assignment because I haven't entered it in, but you actually do have to push this button in order to submit your assignment. So when you see this and you need to submit your paper or something, click submit assignment. And then it'll give you this dialog about how to upload your file. So there's several ways that you can submit your files. The first one is you just choose the file. If say you did a Word document, or if you had some other kind of attachment you needed to do that's on your computer, then you could do it this way. So you click on it, and then it's the same way as if you're doing an attachment on the messaging. You just find it wherever your document is, and then you can attach it and submit it. Documents in here. So say it was a Photoshop write-up that I was submitting. That doesn't make sense for history, but I would open it. I would select my file, open it. I could do another file if I wanted to, but usually it's just one file that you're submitting.
And you know that it's been uploaded if it has the title of what you had it in this choose file area. So I know that DECA has this uploaded because it has the Photoshop write-up 1 title where it says file.
Yes. And then after you had done that, you can do submit assignment here. You would just click it. The other options you have are, you can do a text entry. So you can just write, maybe your professor is saying, could you just write me a response about a certain topic? You could just write it in here in the editor. This is my response. And then after you're finished with that, you can submit the assignment here, if that's the way you're doing it. You can also enter in a website. This is less common. I don't think this is usually a thing that people do, but if you find a different website that you need to submit, if maybe your professor is looking for you to find a specific topic, website on a specific topic, you can copy and paste the URL here, submit it. And then it also is linked to Google Drive. So if your class is using Google Drive, then you will be able to access all of your Google Drive files and upload it from here. Let's see. If I submit it, will it let me in this? Yes. And so then after you've submitted your assignment, your button will change to resubmit assignment. So that's how you know. Mm-hmm.
And it will also say on the right-hand side that you submitted, yes, and the time that you submitted it as well.
Yeah, so that's how you can know. So that is submitting an assignment.
Woohoo!
You've done it. Okay. The next thing we want to show you guys is how to download files.
And downloading files is important, especially if the instructor posts a handout and wants you to read it, or posts a PowerPoint and wants you to respond to it too. Downloading files from Canvas can be really helpful.
Yes. Okay, so here I have a file that the professor might have given you. And it usually does show a preview of whatever file this is. Here, this is a selection from a book that perhaps the professor wants you to read. The way that you would download this, you can sometimes read it on Canvas directly, like you can here. But sometimes it'll just be a link, and you would have to download it to access the content. So all you need to do to download the file is you click on the link, and then you need to look down. If you're using a Windows computer, I'm not sure how it is on Mac, but on a Windows computer, people are often confused, like, where did it go? I don't see where it went. I clicked on it, it's not anywhere. You need to look down at the bottom of your screen, and then the where it was downloaded will be there. That's where all your downloads.
It'll be the same on a Mac computer as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so this is where all of your files will go. So after you click download, then you can open it and your file will open. So now I have that file that the professor gave me, and I can look at it. If I need to use it any other way, I have it for reference, which is often easier than just looking at it in Canvas, because sometimes the screen is too small, you can't see all of the content. So that is how it's the same with any other kind of file, like a PowerPoint file. I can show you. Here's a PowerPoint file that the professor might have uploaded, and you do the same exact thing. You just click the link. It comes down to the bottom. It tells you when it's downloaded. You click it, and then it opens in whatever program the file is in. So that is downloading files. Go back home here. If you're ever in your Canvas shell and you don't know where you are, you kind of got lost, it's always good to go back home. That way it'll reset you to the first page that your professor has. There's a lot of good information on here. There's a to-do list over here if you're wondering what you need to do. And then usually it'll have it set up with different modules that you need to complete for your class. Let's see, the next thing we want to talk about is discussions.
Discussions are cool because this is a way that you can interact with other students in the class.
Yeah, so over on your left side, if you're home, there's often a menu for discussions, which you can click on. And then it'll have a list of all the discussions and what is due for you. You can check it either on your syllabus or in your to-do list. You just click on discussion. And so here's a discussion that I'm signed up for. And then if you have a discussion, so this is saying just to get to know everybody, to introduce yourself. The way that you reply to a discussion is you go down here and you just click on reply. And then it will open up this text editing box. And here you can just write your reply or your entry. You can also record and upload media here. So if instead you wanted to put in an entry, an audio entry or a video entry, there is also that option here. So you would just write your reply or post it and then just do post reply. And then if you had some other student that had written here, they had written something and you wanted to reply to them, you go to the reply at the bottom of that entry, you do reply, and then you can reply to a specific student that has written. And then you post reply, and then you will see that your reply will go under the student that you replied to. And here's an example. There's like where you can play media content if you upload it. I think that's everything for reply. Do we want to say anything else about it, Taylor?
Oh, up in the right-hand corner, you'll see that there's two buttons. One, go ahead and go up, Deca. One that says 1 and it's in a blue square.
Oh.
One that says 1 that's in a white square. And essentially what that means is it lets you know how many replies that you haven't read yet, and then how many replies that you've already read. So right now, Deca has 1 reply that she hasn't read yet, and 1 reply that she has read already.
Oh, that's so awesome. I didn't even know that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. Very nice. Awesome. Okay. Our next one we're going to go over is quizzes. So I'm going to go to my home page. And I'm going to go to a quiz. So you can access your quizzes if they're on your home page and you can see them. They might be here in your to-do or in your modules. You can also go down to quizzes and see all the quizzes that you have been assigned on Canvas. And then you can click it here. So usually when you go to your quiz page, it won't start immediately. You have to commit to take the quiz. So when you go to your first quiz screen, you commit to take the quiz. And then your questions will start popping up. So there's several different types of entry you might be able to do on a Canvas quiz. The first one is short text. So this one, I would just write what this is. This is a pretty hard one. Neon lights.
Oh yeah, that is a hard one. I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah, it's really hard. So I would just write in, this is a short text entry, so I would just write in the answer for whatever the professor is asking, and then after you're done finishing that one, you want to go to the next question, so you click next. The next type of entry you might have is multiple choice. So whatever the question is asking, you have a series of answers that you could give. You choose whichever one that you think is correct, and then you do next. The third type is a true or false question. So this is just like multiple choice. You answer the questions. If you think it's true or false, you just select the button, and then you do next. And then another type is a drop-down menu. So you might have a question here, and then you get to choose from a variety of different answers you can provide. So you click the caret down arrow. It'll bring you up a list of options to choose for your question. And then you can just select one of those by clicking on it. I'm going to do really bad on this quiz, you guys. And then after you've selected all of your answers, you do next. And then the last type is fill-in. So for fill-in, it's the same as short answer. You just write the answers in the boxes, and then you do next. And the last one is the same. For math questions, you just enter in whatever answer it is, just like a short text. After you've finished all the questions on your quiz, you need to go to submit quiz. So there'll be no more next questions here. You can go back. Some of your quizzes, it won't let you go back. The professors just have made it so you can only move forward and give one answer. Some of the quizzes you'll be able to go back and change your answers. But after you're all done, there won't be any more next questions, and you would just go to submit quiz and click that. And then after you submit it, it will tell you what your answers, like what your score was. So here you can see that I got 4 out of 6 for this attempt, how long it took me, and it'll tell me what I got correct and then what the correct answers are. So you can see when I get something wrong, it tells me in red, and then it will tell me the correct answer was all at the same time, and then it will give you an explanation if the professor has provided that. So the green means that you got it right, and the red means you did not. I think that's it for quizzes. Anything on this, Taylor?
For some quizzes, you might not get the score back right away.
Right.
The instructor may have to go in and kind of read through it themselves, especially if it's more of like a long answer or essay type question. So some quizzes, you may get the results right away. Other quizzes, you might have to wait for the instructor to grade it.
Yes, that is true. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay, we did the quizzes. Oh, so the next thing I'm going to show you now that we've done some things is I can show you grades. So here on the left, there's a grades bar, and here it will typically show you all of your assignments that you have for the class and what your current status is, what your current grade is on the score. So you can see here I've missed an assignment. I should have done that. It's missing, so I got no points for that. There was something due tomorrow. I have a research paper I needed to submit, and then it'll tell you what your current grades are and what you're not doing so good in this class right now, but I'm sure you will be doing much better in your classes. Anything else for grades, Taylor?
No, I would just say continuously to check your grades to make sure they're up to date. And if you have any questions about your grade, I'd say don't hesitate to reach out to your instructor.
Definitely. Grades is also a good way to see if you have anything due in the class, or if you're kind of worried about that you're missing something. That's a good place to check. All right. The other thing I wanted to show you guys was a syllabus. So the syllabus is really helpful. Typically, they are on the homepage. So here you can see the very first landing page. The first item is a course syllabus, so you can click on it here. And the course syllabus will give you all the information for your class, including the course number, the instructor's contact information, their email, sometimes their phone number, the goals of the course, the books that you need. Often it tells you about grading, and then all of your assignments, participation, and it gives you a lot of different resources that you might need for the class. So I would say, in addition to grades, often this also has a list for all of the dates for your classes, that all the assignments and deadlines you have. So that's another place if you're like lost in the class, and you're like, I don't know if I'm on track with everything. That's another good way to check everything. Other than the homepage, there's also a syllabus link here on the left that you can click. And this is the same as downloading files. There's a link to the syllabus that you can download to save it on your computer. So if I click on this link here, then I can have the syllabus, it opens, and I can save that to my computer in case you don't have internet access all the time, and you need to know what is happening in class. This is a really good file to save for your class. Okay. The next thing I wanted to show you guys was an extension that can allow you to read things on Canvas, have them read to you, a text-to-speech option that is free. It's called Read Aloud. I'm gonna go to Google.
And for this extension, you need to be utilizing the Google Chrome internet browser.
Right, yes. This is actually available on Chrome or on Firefox. It's also available on Firefox. It is not available on Edge or Safari if you're using that. So I'm going to search for the Google Web Store. And I'm going to go to the Chrome Web Store. And then the extension is called Read Aloud.
And it's spelled R-E-A-D space A-L-O-U-D.
Yes. And then if you search Read Aloud in the left-hand side search bar, you will get the first selection is Read Aloud, a text-to-speech voice reader. And I'm going to add that to Chrome. And then it'll bring up a dialog that says, if you want to add it, you have to add the extension. Taylor, can you see the extension pop up?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. And then you'll get another pop-up after you have agreed to install it, which is asking if you want to sync. I don't want to at this time, so I'm going to close that with the X. Now you can see on your toolbar, you'll have a little megaphone icon. This is the Read Aloud extension that you can use. And then it'll tell you if you click it, it will tell you whether there's content on the website that can be read aloud. So now that this is installed, I'm going to go back to Canvas. And I'm going to look for some content that I might want to read aloud to a page that has some text on it. And I want this to be read aloud to me. So what I can do here is I can highlight the text I want read, click the read aloud button, and it will read it out loud. Yeah, so you might not be able to hear it, but I'm going to show you how it works. So it highlights what area it's reading by sentence, and then it will read it out loud to you. And then here it has like different buttons where you can advance, go back, pause, and stop. It does also read if you go to a different page. So if you want it to stop reading, you do have to push stop for it to stop reading. It also has some settings where you can change the voice for different translations, and then the speed, the pitch, and the volume of its reading. So this is really helpful, say if you have a quiz that you need read out loud. You can use that extension and highlight the things and have everything read to you. I might do a separate video on that just to show you guys in depth how to use that if I can get the audio on, because I don't think you're not able to hear the audio, right, Taylor?
No.
Yeah, so maybe I'll do a separate one on that. So that is the read aloud extension. And then the last thing we wanted to cover was the
Immersive Reader.
Yes. Okay. So the Immersive Reader works in any of the pages. We didn't go over these icons. So I kind of want to go over the icons with you. These are helpful for a lot of students. When you go to any page on Canvas, it has little icons that tell you what it is and that you can also hover over and it will tell you what it is. So here, the little boxes or the papers with writing on them, those are pages. Here we have discussions that are the little dialogue buttons. These are links, the external URLs. It'll link to something else. So this is a Google Doc. And you can go open an external link. It'll open in another page. The little rocket ships are quizzes. And the little papers with the pencils are assignments. And the paper clips are attachments. So on any of the ones that you see have this page without the pencil, you can click on these. And you'll see a button come up in the right side that's Immersive Reader. So if you click on Immersive Reader, it will bring up all of the written content from the page, and it will also be able to read it to you. So down here at the bottom, you can see there's a little play button. You won't be able to hear it on my computer right now, but this will play the content on the page. So you can just listen to it and highlight the words. It also has features to allow you to increase the size of the text. So if vision is an issue, you can do that. You can change the font to something that's more usable for you, and also change the color. So if you do better with a different color screen, you can change the colors. It also allows you to, I'm going to zoom back out, highlight different parts of speech and syllables for reading. So all the nouns, all the verbs. And it also has a line focus where you can change the focus of a line to only highlight one line at a time. So if that's helpful for you, and then when you're playing it, it will just highlight one line at a time. So that's good for focus. It also does translations. Go back, turn that off. So you can also translate into several different languages. So if I wanted Spanish, and then I can translate the whole document, and then it'll translate the whole document to whatever language you're more comfortable with. I think that's all about Immersive Reader.
That's great, Decca. And I wish I had this when I was in school using Canvas, because this is such a powerful tool to kind of help get into a number of different formats to help you learn however it is the best way that you learn.
That's super true. That's the last thing I wanted to show you on Immersive Reader is that you can also switch the voice to male or female and then speed it up or slow it down depending on your preference. So I'm just going to show you one more time how to get to that. So any of the pages that look like this, they say page, those are the ones that have immersive reading. So you click on it and then it's up here on the right top. You just click Immersive Reader. Yeah. I think that's everything. Did we cover everything, Taylor?
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, be sure to review this video. We'll be providing a transcript as well. And then any other questions, either reach out to your DSPS counselor or your instructor. And we hope that you stay safe and healthy during this time.
Yeah. Let us know, you guys, if you need any help with anything. We're always here for you.
All right, and have a great rest of your day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.